Howdy, this is Mackenzie Franklin from SideGame LLC here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Today we're going to be taking a look at Pax Pamir 2nd Edition, a fully sleeved copy with metal coins, and how we organize it here at SideGame LLC in order to get it played as soon as possible using the insert that it comes with. Without further ado, let's take a look at the inside. So first off, we'll go ahead and lift off the lid here. And as you can see, we have all the different player pieces. The 5 player colors are sorted on the top here. So we got yellow and blue. It's got all the player wheels and all your markers. On the back here, we're gonna take a look at once again, your 5 player colors. This is where you're gonna put those player markers and little action reminders. You've got your market board here. Very nice. On the back, you've got that map if you don't want to use the cloth mat, but let's be real, the cloth mat's super awesome. You've got all the player aid reminders here, and then you've got the rulebook. And then underneath, you are going to keep the insert intact. So first thing is, let's remove this plastic cover, put it to the side, and you'll see that we have the cloth mat all rolled up nicely. Super nice. And you can roll it both ways, so that way when you do play it with it eventually, the corners won't fold. So you can make sure that it's nice and flat as you keep on playing with it. In here, you're gonna have the different resin control markers for the roads and the soldiers, and you'll actually leave it in the plastic container here, because you can simply pull it out like this, put it on the table, and it serves as a nice counter, so when you add these to the board, you can simply look at the missing pieces and see if somebody's in control. Really helpful. So super nice there. On the right here, you're gonna take a look at the different control markers for the different areas. So these are for ruling the regions. The new edition has these nice dark colored ones, so awesome change here, so it's really easy to see who's in control of what area. You're gonna have some silica gel packets in here just to make sure everything stays nice and flat, nothing gets too wet. And then you'll have the marker for the dominant suit as well. So those will all go in that little section here. As sort of a divider here, you're going to be using the bag of metal coins. So you'll be using this to separate those two sections. On the left side here, separated via plastic bag, you're going to keep all of your events. And these are cards that you're going to make sure you're going to want separated. So these are all of the walk-on cards, as well as the event cards. So you've got all of the events, and you have the dominance check cards. So you want to make sure to have those every game. Those will go just in a plastic bag on the side there. On the right here, you're just going to have all of the remaining player cards. So the rest of the player cards, you're going to pull from this randomly to create those initial event decks based on your player count. So it's nice to just have them all here. And that's it. So everything fits really nicely in here. Without further ado, let's go ahead and pack it back up. So first off, we're gonna put the player cards here. Just like so. We'll put those event cards here. You don't need to do anything special about making sure it's zipped because it's not going anywhere. And then you've got your metal coins here. You'll take those resin markers and put them here. You'll take all your control tokens and the dominant suit and put it in there. And then you'll go ahead and roll up that mat. And we're actually gonna roll it the other way this time, just to make sure it's nice and even on both sides. Awesome. And put that in right there. Awesome. After that, you're gonna go ahead and take that plastic screen and put it on top here. You'll take that map board, but first, get those instruction booklets. All right, wrong way. Make sure it's this way so that nothing gets bent. You're gonna take your player marker reminders here, and then the player pieces here. Now, honestly, the biggest lift from the box is gonna come from these player pieces, but it should be very minuscule, so you shouldn't really notice it. If anything, it'll be a couple centimeters. It makes sense when you've got a game with this much content. You can kind of push this stuff to the left here. That way it's going into that smaller divot on the side. And then once you've got it all in, you slap the top on, and boom, there we go. So like I said, the lid lift will just be maybe a couple centimeters, so nothing crazy, or maybe millimeters even. But I think it looks great, and that's Pax Pamir 2nd edition. It works really well for us at the library here. It's the insert that comes with it is wonderful, but it's just kind of about how to navigate using it and making sure to use that space appropriately. If you have any questions about what we did here, or if you have any suggestions on what we could do to improve things, please let me know down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope some of you found this useful. Side game strong.